Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the Crash Course Spell Show. We got with us here our buddy, Basement Brian. What is going on, my man?
How you doing, Trevor? Thanks for having me on again.
You got it. You got it. So,
This
you
one's
know,
gonna be rough. This fourth square is gonna be
yeah, this is
rough.
gonna be a fun one here. But before we really jump into these four albums and get this episode rolling, I when we have Brian on every Friday night, we got to talk about this here.
Oh
But this is a
Christ!
little bit. This is a different
Oh,
version
this
here.
one, the new one.
Yes, this is.
Yeah, okay. Let's try and break this fucking thing down. He looks like a coked up mob enforcer from like 1979. What is he holding? I don't understand. He's gonna smash. Either pay the protection money. He's gonna smash your windows on your store. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on there. It's
it
so
looks like
weird.
he kind of looks Italian here as
Yeah,
well.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I don't know. When I seen this this week, I don't know who the hell posted it or where I seen it. I was like, first thing I did was send it to you. That was the first thing I did. Uh,
I'm
and,
glad I'm first in your thought for this weird fucking fucking picture.
and
What's
the
it say in the
one
top left corner? I can't make that up.
it says OKEJ,
What the
Gene
hell?
Simmons of Kiss. So I don't know if that's a brand, a '70s brand, a disco brand, or what the hell, a new
I could
wave brand.
almost see it's some kind of weird. I don't know if it's like a clothing brand or some kind of like cologne or some shit. I know this seems like an old 1977 cologne magazine
You know
ad.
what, Brian? This might be a OKEJ might be a modeling or a photography brand or company because this
Okay.
is around the time it looks like I would guess around his movie career.
Okay. Okay.
Starting that up.
It's definitely circa like 83, 80, nah, maybe 82.
Yeah,
It's got a splash of 70s in it.
it does, but he does look very similar to our other favorite Kiss picture here.
Yeah, let's not like pretend Gene has any fashion sense in the fucking 80s up to
Uh,
through the 90s.
I don't think he
He
ever did, to be honest with you,
No,
Brian.
he didn't.
Yeah,
I mean, when he dresses up as the demon, fucking works. We can walk around, with the public like that. Go to the supermarket, no one's gonna bat an eye. You fucking wear whatever that is, whatever he's got on there, with the oh god, the thing, the string, there's the silly string around his arm, the glove with no fingers in it, the makeup. Oh, I don't
it's
know what he's
sexy,
doing.
Brian. It's sexy.
Is it okay? I think I might have an older version of the dictionary. My definition's not quite the same as yours. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, even Fat Bastard could dress up as the demon and be pretty cool.
Fat bastard. That is a good point. Anybody can dress up as him and look cool. Huh.
Uh, so Brian, okay, we got that out of our systems again for the week.
Oh,
So,
whoa.
so, so what brought us to this Foursquare here is Jay from Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter, which is X now. He texted me and Brian and said, "Hey, I like what you're doing here. I got a recommendation." So he recommended Britny Fox's "Bite Down Hard" from 1991. He also recommended Warrant, Dog Eat Dog from 1992, Wildside's debut album from 92, and then we also have Hardline here, Double Eclipse from 92. So Brian, tell me here, are you familiar with were you familiar with all four albums when they came out?
Oh, no. Only. Well, let me say this before I get to answer your question. I mean, Jay, he's on my show all the time. He tunes in, talks to him on Twitter all the time. He's a good dude, but I gotta say this, Jay. This Foursquare is fucking evil. It just is not right. It's the Sophie's choice of glam metal to rank these awesome albums. It's just fucking crazy. But I got to admit that the only ones I had when they came out was Under the Influence and Dog Eat Dog.
Okay.
I didn't know about Hardline until, wow, maybe about 10 years after it came out. And there used to be KNAC.com, used to be a radio station, became an online internet radio station. We would have a show on Saturday nights hosted by, I think it was, I can't remember her first name. DeVille was the last name. Daniela DeVille or so. I can't remember. It's off the top of my head.
Okay. Not
And she would
CC
have it.
DeVille.
What's that?
Not CC
No,
DeVille.
not
Yeah.
CC. That was way more sober than him. Um, And she would have a show called Diana DeVille. That was the name. She had a
Okay.
show called The Wildside every Saturday night. I used to tune in regularly because he used to play all this, old school hair metal, but also newer stuff too.
Hmm.
That's how I learned about bands like Supergroup, The Darkness, but a lot of like newer stuff. So I would tune in all the time, and that's when I heard Hardline for the first time. Like, who the fuck are these guys? And
Hmm.
it was, oh shit, what was the song? Oh,
Taking me down.
Taking Me Down, yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, I gotta get this album. And
Hmm.
early 2000s, I still bought CDs.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it in the mail, and it's just a fantastic album.
Mhm.
Bite Down Hard, I didn't even bother getting when it came out in '91.
But you
I'll
were
be
aware of
honest.
it though.
Yeah, I love the debut by them. Got the follow up, Boys in Heat, shit album cover, shit album title.
You a crap!
Great album. Got it on cassette 'cause I'm an old fuck and really didn't give it much of a chance.
Yeah.
Like I would pop it in for a couple of songs and that was about it. Yeah, look at that fucking goddamn Bukkake anime cover. And yeah, I never really gave it a chance. I've had it since 89. I came out in 89.
Yeah.
Just never gave it a real good listen. I knew about Bite Down Hard and, Tommy Paris is the vocal. So I'm like, it's not Dizzy Dean. Why would I want to buy this? What a stupid mistake. Oh my God.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was dumb young me.
And then you had Under the Influence then, correct? You
I
said?
got that, yeah,
Okay.
when it came
All right.
out. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Same with Warrant. I was a Warrant fan before it came. I got that when it
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out as
Okay.
well.
Oh, that makes total sense though there. Now for me, I have been around and owned all four of these albums for 10 plus years now.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've been a teenager in high school. I remember the first time I found uh Bite Down Hard. Now, like I said, I was born out of the womb listening to Britny Fox, Cinderella, and
Yeah,
Poison,
yeah.
but the family was only the Dizzy era
Uh-huh.
stuff. So I brought the Tommy era into the family, and I knew, but I never went on like eBay and like sought out this album. But when I was at my local record store, Tom's Music Trade, he had like all kinds of like out of print shit. Now, granted, this is like 2011, circa, So I'm like finding these albums like this for like $2, and it was just in like a regular bin with all kinds of other shit, And
Wow.
I seen it and I said, holy hell, I had to dig out like 3 crates just to get to the bottom of this, just because I see this and I'm like, that is mine for $2. Like, I ain't leaving this fucking place,
Yeah.
without. But no, yeah, like I would say though, all of these albums I've had since high school, and they're all a special place in my heart. But
Mm-hmm.
obviously, some are better than others,
More
and
special.
that's what we have to do here. And also, that's just the way it is. So,
I don't have a physical copy of Bite Down Hard.
don't you?
No, I didn't get it. I didn't get it back then. Just never bothered.
And
It
you
wasn't.
still never rectified that mistake.
No, what I want to
Okay.
say, I really didn't dig deep into the album. I want to say in the last year or so.
Really?
Yeah, like I knew of maybe some songs, but not well. And
Okay.
then I might have been when Guru was talking about he ranked the 3 Britny Fox albums. He brought that up. I think it was his number 1. I'm like, what the fuck? So Apple Music had it. I'm like, oh shit, how did I not get this back in the day? This is a good album. Like, holy crap, what was I thinking the last 30 years?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have no physical copy.
It's certainly or overlooked, underrated, forgotten, the whole 9 yards with
Yeah.
that album,
Yep.
So, I mean, since we are talking about Bite Down Hard, let's kind of talk this. We're gonna talk out in the open all 4 of these albums, and then at the end we will give our rankings to these 4 albums. So, Brian,
Which one is-
like we said, we're talking about Bite Down Hard. What is
Let
it
me bring it
that do you think? What do you like better about Bite Down Hard than say the Dizzy era? And what do you think kind of lacks? Or is there anything?
I don't think it really is a huge leap from the first 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few songs off this album that could have been on the debut or could have been on the second album.
Mm-hmm.
Like my favorite song was "It Closer to Your Love." That's
Yeah.
an amazing song that easily could have been the second single after
Louder.
fuck. No, 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 no. If,
Oh.
Long Way to Love. That
Oh.
could
Okay.
have been on the. I
Okay.
think that could have been on the debut album. I can
All
see
right.
Dizzy singing that. It's got that vibe to it. Tonight I played "Lonely Too Long." Same kind of attitude where it's like it has a Britny Fox sound to it,
Yes. Yeah.
and Paris has a voice that's very close to Dizzy Dean's. I think the
Okay.
big difference is the writing got better on this album. Like this is their peak writing.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they. I'm not knocking the first two albums. I think
Yeah.
by the third album they kind of got better at what they did and just wrote some really good goddamn songs.
Yeah. I think I'm with you. Like, to me, I don't know if I can honestly pick my favorite era of Britny Fox because I absolutely love the Dizzy for different
Mm-hmm.
reasons. I absolutely love Tommy era for different reasons. But as far as like the music goes, like Michael Kelly's still doing Michael Kelly shit on here. You know, like great solos, great riffs all the way around.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think he might have actually I don't know because there's always great riffs and great solos throughout the first two albums, but I feel like he really tries to take over a little bit more now on this album.
Like he
Uh,
can.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now because like on the lead off track you have here, Six Guns Loaded, and Zach
Mm-hmm.
Wild does the second solo in this
Yeah.
song. And like you got Michael Kelly Smith and Zach Wild. Look the fuck out, guys. Like, let's back up here a minute and just enjoy this.
Yes.
So I mean, but the one thing I would knock on this album, just based on really trying to split hairs here, like the two songs that you mentioned, "Close to Your Love" and "Lonely Too Long," they do kind of sound similar. Like when they both
Mm-hmm.
first come on, I still sometimes am like, "Oh, no, that's Lonely," or that yeah, that's Lonely Too. Oh, no, no, that's Closer to Love. You know, like,
That's because you're not a real fan. That's
yeah.
why.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like it's seriously there, like, that's the only knock I could give this album because, like, everything else, even, like, what someone would say, like, is a filler song, you know, maybe, like, Over and Out or Liar, is
Yeah. Oh
not
shit.
is not a filler
I hate
song,
that
though.
thing.
Like, it's still damn good. It's still a damn good song. Um
Yeah, I agree.
And
Yeah,
then
totally.
also yeah, also here you have "Suck on My Gun," or as as officially named "Shot from My Gun," but
Shot for
that's
my
a
gun. Yeah.
that's a inside joke that my dad yells out the car window to everyone, you know, "Suck on my gun." Yeah, that's another story for another time. But, anyway anyway, though, that's like when I first listened to this album, that song stood out to me. Like, that opening, like, voice, I don't know who the fuck's doing that voice, but, like, it grabs your attention, and that riff comes in. Like, look out. There's riffs for days all over this album. Like, even, like, Black and White. Like, it's a
Hmm.
mid-tempo type deal, but, like, the riff is just, like, keeping your attention the whole way through. Like, the other thing I would say, if we're splitting hairs here, is the cover on here is not my favorite cover. It's a good cover of Midnight Moses. Like, the
It's
song's
better.
fine. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really care for the original, but like Britney Fox does do a good version. Like every
Yeah.
one of their covers that they do, like Goodbye to Jane
Hmm.
and also Hair of a Dog. Like those
Yeah.
are damn good covers. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
I
a big
agree.
covers guy, but like Britney Fox does do good covers. But this is probably the weakest one out of those three,
But
I would say.
why have a cover on every single of your albums? I don't understand that.
I know. I don't know. The only thing I could think of is like Michael Kelly's a big '70s rock guy,
Yeah.
and like he really, that's the only thing I could think of. Like, and all those songs were like '70s rock
Yeah.
songs, you know. And but like I kind of agree. Like I don't need on a almost a masterpiece like this, very good album. You don't need a cover. Like to me, that kind of brings it down just slightly, because you have a
Yeah.
cover on. Whether I like the cover or not, you know, like I would rather have another song that you guys demoed, even if the song isn't just that good. Like it's better than having a cover, you know.
I get that. I kind of get that.
So
But I think with the album, I kind of say this with Wicked Sensation by Lynch Mob. You have two guitarists that fucking hated their vocalists and vice versa. And they break up, they split up, and then you got something to prove now on your album. You
Hmm.
want to play in a way where you're like, "Fuck you. This is what I'm capable of. Eat this kind of thing." And I think
Yeah.
both of them, I just started shredding, going, "All right, I got something to prove now. Now I got something to show the world.
Yeah.
I don't need you," kind of thing. Listen to this. I always get that same kind of vibe, but
Okay.
also without Dizzy Dean butting heads with you and being, an obstacle, you can do more of the stuff you want to do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of get
And
that too, where it's like, all right, I'll run this show as I want to. I don't have to argue with someone else, negotiate with someone else, try to, get a compromise going, and end up just wanting to punch each other in the face. It doesn't work out. Yeah.
yeah, and to your point there as well, we're in 91, and this is what 91 sounds like sleazy. Like this is like
Yeah.
Britny Fox's attempt at like a sleazier sound, a heavier sound,
Yeah, they ain't
and
dressing like George Washington on these songs.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
they're more of the stripped down look right here,
Yep, yep.
and it's a great look, it's a great album, and that's why I constantly preach, Brian, I constantly preach 1991 is a absolutely great year,
I'm with you on
same as
that.
1992, that just totally gets overlooked in the hair metal genre. Everyone wants to
Hmm.
point to 83 to 86 or 87, like, no, not at all. I mean, yeah, there's good stuff, but like there's a lot of stuff, a lot more stuff that rivals the early stuff.
Yeah, I put 89 in that list too. A lot of good shit came out in 89.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of good
I'm with you. Like,
debuts.
I'll take the last 5 years before the first 5 years of hair metal. You know that's
I'm with you on that. Yeah,
okay. All
yeah,
right, cool.
totally agree.
I'm usually kind of on an island with that, but okay,
No,
yeah,
no, I thought the genre, I mean, being around already kind of gave, I'm not going to say the individual bands the experience, but the genre itself was around long enough where people going into it kind of knowing, all right, this is what is working and what isn't. But
yeah,
by the 90s, a lot of bands started taking a more, darker is the right word, or heavier turn with their music. The lyrics got way more mature,
mm-hmm,
and they were really writing. A lot of these bands, few of them on this list, were writing really good stuff and killer songs that wasn't gonna be about, oh, I'm doing a bunch of cocaine off a stripper's ass, and then I'm gonna go on stage with my pink guitar and spandex and
yeah. And
shit.
talking about what you did at school today, like you would
Yeah.
with like you would hear with like Trickster or Pretty Boy Floyd or even like Tough, kind of, like you had these like those bands that were kind of really pushed to people like under 21
Hmm.
or 20, and then you have these like sleaze bands or like more mature glam and hair metal bands that you know are just more towards the plus 21, that
Yeah.
are out working and not lollygagging everywhere, like not doing kitty stuff, but not that one is better than the other necessarily. Obviously I have preferences, but each one has their place in my heart. It's just
Yeah.
it's good stuff either way you slice it, Brian. It's good stuff, but
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with
I
you on
just
that.
prefer, the more mature stuff. But I mean, Bite Down Hard. I mean, I think it's an album that I know even Britny Fox fans like yourself that you said did not know about this. Even my family didn't know about it.
Well,
And they were big ass fans of them. So it's crazy to think about, but well worth checking out. And you said it
yeah.
is on Apple Music, right?
Oh, it is. Yes.
And it is on Spotify.
Yep.
It is on Spotify. I did check that out because it is on my forgotten albums playlist on Spotify that I created for everyone.
It is a forgotten album. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, yep, and it's a damn shame. But all right, so what do we have next here, Brian? What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Hardline?
Sure.
Yo, what's up, guys? I just wanted to jump in right here in this video and say thank you so much for watching so far and for watching all the other videos as well that we post. And also, can you guys click the like button? Help us get out, push us out into the YouTube algorithm for all other metal fans to find us and to find this music. And also, fans that aren't aware that they're fans of this music and of these bands and such that we like to talk about here. And also, too, if you guys want to subscribe, hang out, build this community up like it used to be back in the golden era of rock and metal, especially in the 80s and such. Uh, that's our goal here, and it takes me and every single one of you guys as well to keep this genre alive, and keep it prospering into the future. So that is a big goal on this channel. So if you guys are down with that, I have nothing else for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will get right back into this video. All right, so 1992, we have Double Eclipse
Let
here.
me find it here.
Talk to me a little bit about this album, Brian.
This, I was saying before, I didn't know these guys were around. The hell is it on my fucking phone? All right. I didn't know these guys even existed until I heard Taking Me Down, like I said, on the internet radio station. I was like, holy shit. I remember getting this thing in the mail back when I was still buying CDs and putting this thing on and just going, holy shit, how did I not know about this album? That's the first thing. And second, how doesn't everybody know about this album? Like, this thing should have been huge. If this thing came out 89-ish, maybe even 90, this thing I think would have been way bigger. Way bigger. And like Dr. Love is a great tune. Rhythm from a Red Car. Taking Me Down, I think is one of my favorites. Hot Cherie. I mean, just so many goddamn good songs. Life's a Bitch. I don't understand how these guys weren't massive. They had the hooky songs and everything.
Way too late though.
That's the thing. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
That's usually the usual excuse around here, sadly. But I mean, I'm kind of with you, but I don't hold this as high a praise as everyone else. Not that it's a bad album, not at the slightest, not at the slightest. But when we're talking about these four albums, though, because like you said, "Taking Me Down" was the first song I ever heard as well when I was a teenager, and I like that song. I still like that song.
Yeah,
but I think the strength for me on this album are the ballads.
They're good too. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, in the Hands of Time, Can't Find My Way, Change of Heart is a very good ballad as well. The ballads
That's
are
a good one.
strong,
Yeah.
and now not saying that like the upbeat ones, like I was never the biggest fan of Rhythm from a Red Car. I know that was the
Really?
single off of here, or like a music video. It's fine. Like I don't have no issue with it. It's on the iPod. I listen to it, whatever. But it's just when people say, "Oh, that song's awesome. Buy this album because of that song." I probably wouldn't buy the song or buy the album because of that song only.
I might. I think it's a good song, but I think like Dr. Love and I keep forgetting the
Life's a
freaking
Bitch.
name, and Taking Me Down, Life's a Bitch. Those are really fucking solid rocking tunes.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I just think nothing wrong with this album. I'm not, because like I don't even want to like split hairs here, because like there's nothing necessarily wrong with this album, but I think the ballads are strong. There are rockers on here, like you said, but it's just one that I just don't really visit that much. Like, it's not going to make a top 50 for me. I will say that.
Ooh, that's a good question. If I sat down and made a whole list of 50, first of all, I have no life, so that would be okay. But like, yeah, would it make it? It'd be tough to cut for me, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it would make it, but it'd be very it's one of those albums where you're like, ah, shit. There's some albums that just have to be on the list, and this one is, I don't know. That'd be a toff one.
So what you're saying,
I think
bro?
50 seems like a lot
But
until
it's
you
not.
start putting albums in slots, and it's like, oh, I got 72 albums. I got to cut 22 of them now. Shit.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. So, Brian, you're telling me I have a new life because I made like four top
I
50.
don't know.
I
Your
made like
words. Your words. I know.
I made
Well,
four top 50 lists.
how long did it take you to do that?
Oh shit! How long has I been talking about it? Probably 2 months now. I
There
keep
you go. Yeah.
my top 10, my top 10 or 20 are pretty cemented. But man, that like 40 to 50, it keeps changing. Like I'm just gonna have to run with something at some point, because like
Yeah, that's the
it just keeps
thing.
changing, because like there's so many great albums, and 50, man, that ain't shit. And like I said, I don't do doubles for any band. So
I
like,
get that.
and
You get more representation.
yeah, and I'm still having trouble with 50, only 50. Like,
Now, I don't want you to give up too much because he's going to be one of your future episodes. Did you have a lot of like really well known albums?
you ain't gonna find anyone else with a list like this.
Oh, go okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, tune in, folks.
Hey, this is Michael Kelly Smith from Britny Fox. You're watching the Crash Course Metal Show. Rock on.
What do you want to hit
Voice
next,
just
Warren?
squeaked. Want to do Warrant? All right, let me
Yeah,
look
we'll
up my
do Warrant
Warrant.
next. We got Dog Eat Dog here, guys, from 1992. This is Warrant's third album.
What the hell is it again?
Just man, this Brian. I know we have very strong feelings for this album. Would you like to go first?
Sure, I got this on CD when it came out because I love the first two Warrant
Of
albums. I
course.
mean, at one point, up there in my top bands.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got this, I was like, this isn't the same as the first two.
You're not
And it's
wrong.
not.
Yeah, you're
And
not
that's
wrong.
and it's a good thing. Looking back at it, yeah, it's my favorite Warren album now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, you're like, oh, there's a distinct difference between this and the first two.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's a bad thing, but it wasn't the poppy fun. Hey, look, we're talking about a
Cherry
girl as
pie.
a dessert. No, it wasn't like that. But yeah, there's a lot of solid songs on it. I mean, you got a Machine Gun is the first single. I don't know if that was the right move, but it's a solid song. I mean, some of my personal favorites: Bonfire is great, Bitter
Yeah.
Pill,
Mm-hmm.
All My Bridges Is Burning, Quicksand, Hollywood. So far, so all those are great songs. Inside Out. I mean, I would say this is one of the few 10 out of 10 albums I would give that title to. It's just
Mm-hmm.
there's not a song I would skip really.
Yeah. I mean, I rarely give out 10 out of 10 or like 5 out of 5 albums, but I'm not gonna go. I don't know. Let me think about that. But like, I'm in agreement, more in agreement with you than disagreement with that.
Mm-hmm.
But man, this is a awesome album. One of the best of the genre,
Yeah,
bar none, bar
yeah.
none. One of the best of the genre. Uh, but like you said, Machine Gun. I don't know what I would necessarily go as a first single here because you're talking about 1992. No matter what the fuck you do,
Let me see.
it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be a problem. So I don't know if we can really hold that against him because, like you said, Inside Out is a great upbeat song, fast song, and I just love how Janie says at the end, "Get this mic out of my
My
fucking
fucking
face."
face. Yeah.
Like
They
after
used to
that, I'm
play
like,
that. They used to play that live before the album came out. Like that was like I think they did that like before.
okay,
But
and
I
that's
would. No, sorry.
yeah. And after I hear that at the end of the song, I'm like, God damn it, I got to repeat this song a couple times.
Yeah, I don't think that's a single though.
No, 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 no.
It's a ballsy song and it's great,
Yes,
but I think that's why it's not a single. I would say maybe Hollywood or All My Bridges Are Burning would sound more single like, but those songs sound more like Warrant from the first two albums. And I don't know if that would have worked. I don't think it would have worked in '92. Then again, none of them did because
yeah,
it was
yeah. That's
'92.
that's the problem. Yeah.
But yeah,
Now,
there are so many solid songs on this album. It's just
yeah.
it's a masterpiece.
It really is, Brian. I am with you there, because you have very different type shit here, especially for Warrant. You have April 2031
Mm-hmm.
and Andy Warhol was right back to
Yep.
back. Now these songs aren't necessarily like supposed to be to be listened together. Like they're their own separate songs. But my God, every time I listen to one, I have to listen to to it right after. Like
Yeah.
to me, I feel like they are two, two of one song. I gotta listen to both of these. Like they're that good, and they keep that same emotional presence throughout
Okay. Yeah.
these two tracks. You know what I mean? Like it's both kind of eerie. Both of them are eerie and kind of heartfelt and emotional at times. Just great shit all the way around. Like this is fucking Warrant we're talking about here, guys.
That's
Like
the thing. I think those two songs and Bitter Pill are the
mhm,
songs. If people have an image, the stereotypical image of what Warrant's all about, those aren't the three songs you think of. They're
exactly.
just so different than anything they've done before, and all three of them are really good songs.
Yeah, and now Warren does have a great catalog of ballads, but
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, Brian, I think "Let It Rain" might be one of their best. One, at least one, my favorite, probably, right up there. Oh God, like
That's a solid song, yeah,
yes,
and
it
that one
is.
doesn't get much. Most
No,
people don't, when they talk about this album, so they love it. I don't think a lot of people really bring that one up that much.
no, they always bring up Bitter Pill, which I
Yeah,
mean, I get it. I mean, that's a don't get me wrong, that's a great song.
yeah.
But out of the two, I will go with Let It Rain. I will say that. But man, and you say you have 12 tracks on here. You got the last one, Sad Teresa, which is fine.
I
Like you said, there's not really one to skip though. You
yeah,
know, I'm with
and I
you.
thought that Sad Teresa was even that is different as a closing song on a Warrant album.
Yeah,
It's very it's a chilled acoustic song where it's like you had the end of Cherry Pie and Ode to Tipper Gore, where it's just Jane
yeah,
Lane
yeah.
saying the F bomb over and over. And then what was the last one? Riding High? Is that the last one from
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it was like, yeah, they kind of end on a pretty I don't know, upbeats the a rocking side at the end, but this was just like it's a very subdued ending
a
to such
little
a
bit.
it really is. It doesn't something like that seems like that could have been a single off of Cherry Pie.
Hmm. Right.
It has
Yeah,
that same feel to it.
I will say, like, it starts out like you said with an acoustic, but I do like the solo. Like, it does bring in electric
Yeah,
guitars
it
and
does.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like even Janie's vocals, I think, really shine. I mean, they shine all throughout the whole album, but
Hmm.
like specifically in the song, I like right before the solo, he gets that high hit. You know, like he real emotional feel. You know, but goddamn, Brian, like
I
so
think
far so good. So,
his lyric writing got way better too.
I mean, now I want to say Jane Lane could always write a great song. But you are right, this is, like, his peak. I I mean, he always wrote great songs, even after this, but, like, this is, like, where it's at, though, you know,
Yeah.
like, I if you have one chance to win someone over, this is it right here, you know, in my opinion.
And that's the weird thing about this album where you listen to other albums, it's not the same. It's just not the same.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
again, the first two classic Warrant
Oh,
albums, I
yeah,
love
yeah.
both albums. They do not have the same sound, feel, or vibe as Dog Eat Dog.
I agree, and I think a lot of that has to do with 1992
Yeah.
itself, you
Yep.
know, that ju especially, like, Hole in My Wall and, uh, Machine Gun, like, those songs could fit on as far as, like, maybe a different production feel to it, you know, on the first 2 albums, but, like, those are products of this album alone, you know,
There's
like,
a, I think those two have a grittiness to it that the
a
first two albums did not
1992.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, a 1992
Yeah.
feel to it, you know,
Yeah.
and 100%.
But like you
Uh,
look at, and I've said this before, this album, Psycho Schizophrenia from Lillian Axe, Pull by Winger,
mhm,
the 92, 90, sorry, 94 Crew album, and there's another one I'm drawing a blank on off the top of my head, where it was like they took the way how music was changing and did it right. They
yeah,
weren't trying to be grunge. It was like, all right, we're evolving as a quote unquote hair metal band and doing things differently now, and
yes,
it
a
just
natural
works on this
progression.
album. Yeah,
No, yeah,
yeah.
I gotcha. Yep, and I agree with you. I agree with you on that. A lot of, or I would say half the bands did that and did it correctly, including these,
Hmm.
and the other half just absolutely could not do it. You know,
Or
uh,
you can go the way Def Leppard did on Adrenalize and do the same thing they did in '87. Just not as
yeah,
good. It's not as
yeah.
good.
That's you got a point because like,
The lyrics in that album are just terrible. Oh my god.
yeah, that album, if it was released in '89, it would have done better.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, it would have been received better. It's just too late for that kind of a tone of an album, if you will, you
Yeah,
know?
it's not only that, but they didn't really change from the from Hysteria. It was like they did the same thing. Yeah, there's different songs. I don't know. I think I know one I really will go back to is Tear
White
It
Lightning.
Down. No,
Oh, okay.
tear it down. And that's not the good version of it. The good one is from '87. It was a B-side, one of the
Yeah,
singles.
yeah.
And it's like just they like let's try this again. It sold millions. Not
Oh,
as much
yeah.
as Hysteria, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, it went
But
platinum, yeah, yeah. Nothing wrong
I
with
think it
that.
sold 2, 3 million.
Okay.
It could be more. Maybe I don't know. It was more. But like, yeah, I'm not considering bash Def Leppard and their lady, but like, it's like their lyrics didn't get more mature. Whereas Dog Eat Dog, yeah, there's a clear difference
Hmm.
on the writing in this on this album.
Yeah,
Their previous ones.
and another term I think we could use is it doesn't feel forced.
Yes,
Hmm.
you're
Yeah.
right,
Okay.
because you listen to the whole story. Cherry Pie is supposed to be called Uncle Tom's Cabin is good to go, and then Janie's told you got to write the first single, and in
Hmm.
what 10 minutes he wrote Cherry Pie. I think I mean, there's the video where he says, "I regret writing that
Yeah.
song."
Yeah.
Sure, you did. You know how many cars, mansions, and pussy that song got you? Stop.
Yes.
But I get where it's like, I'm sure he's sitting there listening on the radio going, cool, my stuff's out there. I wrote this in 10 minutes, though. And I'm sure he's
Yeah.
thinking that.
And this is right next to it, and no one knows what the fuck this is.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Exactly.
You just don't want to be known for that song, and I get that. But but I agree with you though. Like without Cherry Pie, more than likely you'd be another forgotten band.
I don't think so.
No, okay.
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, they're no, but I mean, not for nothing. Fucking Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich did very well.
Well, it did, but I mean, if we're looking back now, like yeah, during the day they would have been they sold, yes, they sold. They were top of the bill, but looking back 40 years from then, I think certainly because you don't hear no other song other than Cherry Pie on the radio. You might hear Heaven once in a while, but
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
That is it. At least around here, like no one knows who the fuck Warren is other than Cherry Pie.
I know, but not for nothing. Janie Lane did write one of the genre-defining songs.
Of course,
You
and it's
know,
I
to be able
and
to do that just in 10 minutes, that's amazing in itself.
I'm not a basher of Cherry Pie. Like
Mhm.
I when it comes on, that's a song that I will not change. You know?
I can't remember the last time I listened to it until I want to say maybe a couple of weeks ago. My son started singing it. He's 9, and I'm going downstairs. He's in the other room, and he's going, "Sweet, sweet cherry pie, lick it off your penis, make you cry." I'm like, where did you hear that? Like, what? Part of me is like, I'm upset because that's not the lyrics, kid. What are you doing? And I'm thinking, where did you hear this song? He's like, I don't know. I just I heard it somewhere. I'm like, I didn't put it on. I wouldn't put this song on and listen to it just because. It's just
Uh,
like, so I put it on for him just to play it, and that was years since I put that thing. Yeah, maybe it's on the radio and it comes on. Yeah, I might have heard, but that's not something I'm picking up the phone and
or
putting
maybe
on.
mom plays it behind your back.
No, that's not her music. I can see her maybe listening to a '90s station and it comes up, maybe, but
Okay. All right. So you can't blame mom on that one, huh?
no. I think
Okay.
most likely, I don't know. Maybe I'm cooking dinner or something. I put Hair Nation on just to have some, and that might have came up. But
Yeah.
because when I played it for him, all three of us are listening to it. And at the end of it, I just went, "Yeah, it's not. That's the worst song. That's not. They
Yeah.
have way better songs than that."
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. So, but yeah, that takes nothing away from Doggy Dog, one of the best albums of the genre. So,
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm ready. Yeah. That's where I plant that flag. But Brian, goddamn, we got one more album to go
I
here,
know.
and you want to talk about an album that defines a genre as well? We have Under the Influence. Like,
Ah.
tell me, talk to me, Brian. Where you
I don't
at?
think it defines a genre. I
Oh
don't think
my
so.
goodness.
I mean, because it's not huge. It should have been.
Well,
It
yeah.
definitely should have.
Okay.
Where the
All
hell
right.
is it? Because that song, I'm sorry, that album is fucking unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
How these guys weren't big is beyond me, and how this album didn't explode is just, it's a shame, really. Let me try and bring it up here. I mean, you got the songs. This I had on cassette. I bought it after seeing "Hang On Lucy" on Headbangers Ball on MTV. Like, I
Okay.
gotta have that. And I'm gonna say this: I think that's the worst song on the album. That's how good this album is.
I'm not gonna say it's the worst, but you're right. You could throw a dart at any one of these goddamn songs and it'd be a single.
Yeah. I mean, you just read the whole thing. So Far Away, great. Monkey See, Monkey Do, great. Just Another Night is a fantastic ballad. Looks Like Love, that could have been a single. Lad and Sin, Drunken Man Blue, How Many Lies, that's a great one. Hair of the Dog, Heart and
Mhm.
Soul, Kiss This Love Goodbye, and Clock Strikes. Every
Yeah,
song
yeah,
is a killer.
yeah,
Again, I mean, this what makes this Foursquare so tough. This is another 10 out of 10 all
yeah.
killer no filler album, and it's just mind blowing how good it is.
I agree with you, Brian, that uh, maybe doesn't define the genre, but like I said with Warrant, this is one of the best albums of the genre. I'll say that.
Yeah, I
Maybe
agree.
maybe not define, maybe that's the wrong term, but one of the best of the genre. Yes.
Easily one of the best of the of '92.
Oh
Easily,
well,
just
you
no
know
question.
I used to say that too, and over the years I'm like, fuck, this album came out in '92 as well. Oh
Kiss
shit, here's
Revenge.
another one. Here's another one. Here's another. You
There
know.
is, but I don't.
Well, hey, Brian, isn't Dog Eat Dog from '92?
Yes, yes, it is.
That's what I'm
Yes, it
saying. Like
is.
it's
So Slick Toxic,
yeah, yeah.
their debut.
Uh,
Heavy Bones, another one.
oh, okay,
There's a
we
lot
gotta
of good
stop it.
ones.
I'm telling you, dude. This is a 10 out of 10. I agree with you. I agree with you. But
Also, what the fuck? Love Hates Wasted in America came out in '92.
okay, I know you have high praise for that, which
I
it's a good
know
album.
it's
I agree.
'92.
Yeah,
Lillian Axe's Poetic Justice. Fuck
yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah.
that one might be my number one of the fucking year because I
Oh
just love that
shit.
band. So
Oh shit.
it's so many goddamn good albums that year.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's the best of the era.
I'm gonna say this. Fuck you, Jay. Love you, but how can you do this to us?
But okay, so let me touch it. I'm gonna dissect this slightly a little bit more here on the track listings. The digestibility for this album, a fucking normie could listen to this and love this album, and a metalhead could listen to this and love this album. There's so
Yeah,
much diversity on this. Like Latin Sin, that's such a heavy song and a
yeah.
dark song. Like when I first heard this album, I'm like, what the fuck is this doing on this album? Like this does not fit on here, but it's perfect. It's
There's a
perfect.
few songs that are like that.
Yes, yes. You had great ballads on here. You got like two great ballads. The very digestible stuff, Monkey See, Monkey Do,
Mm-hmm.
and Looks
Looks
Like
Like
Love.
Love. Yep.
Get the fuck out of here. Like how you could, like I said, you could throw a dart at this album and any of them could be chart toppers. You know, like I don't know. And like you said, Hang On Lucy, I will agree. I don't know. That song gets better over time as well. Like I don't there's not a bad album on here, guys. Like this is one of the best of the genre. I know we said that about Warrant, but they're both great.
I know this
You're
one.
splitting the hairs.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
this
splitting the
is.
hairs here. Like this
I
is
know.
horrible.
I know.
Yeah,
Because
but no, like
like,
Kiss This Love Goodbye is a top. I usually say top 50 ballad, but this is a top 20 ballad
oh
here.
wow, okay.
Without even thinking, Brian. And then the next track, the best two tracks are 11 and 12. Kiss This Love Goodbye and Clock Strikes.
Clock Strikes is killer.
Get the fuck out. This is all like this is how you end an album. For everyone that's listening in the past, present, and future, this is how you do an album, but
But
this is how you end an album as well.
Am I wrong?
No.
Am I wrong?
I'm gonna
Like
say this: like, you have an album that's got songs that are a peak, some kind of dip. This is it hits the peak and
no.
just stays it plateaus at the top.
Yes.
It's not dipping at any song. It's
No.
unbelievable. But
Unreal.
I really think like you said, you got a song that's gritty, like Hang On Lucy, and then So Far Away kind of has that same feel, but then Monkey See, Monkey Do has a pop sound to it. Same with Looks Like Love. Just Another Night's got hit ballad written all over it, and there's just
Heart
some
and
other.
Soul even? Heart and
Yeah,
Soul
I
even?
know. It's
Like
just other songs are just heavy as all shit.
and
How
then you
many
got
more lies is it? Heart and Soul's
yeah,
are great, like you said. It's just
yeah.
how, like, how do you write something that's unbelievable? As your
Yeah,
first album.
did Wildside have AI by chance in 1992?
AI wouldn't even do it this well. There's feeling behind these lyrics and these songs.
Okay,
No.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, it's just perfect. My God, Brian, let me ask you this. I'm not going to tell you my answer, but does this go in the top 5 all time for you? of hair metal.
Oh man, it might.
That's
It's
fair.
definitely top 10. It's
Okay.
definitely top
All right,
10.
that's fair. That's fair.
It's
All
definitely
right, that's a
top
fair
10. I
answer.
got that. I'm just saying it might because I have to sit and think about it and
Right,
figure out what
yeah,
else is
yeah.
around and what else I'm switching and
But
who
just
else
your
is on that
gut
list.
feeling, like the first instinct. First instinct.
Oh yeah, it's going to
Okay.
be easily top 10,
Okay.
easily.
All right. All right.
And I think with the top 10 albums I picked, that's going to be like my top 5 because all those albums will be like shit I really like and really dig. So
Right. And that
a
you
lot of
still
10
play
out of 10
nonstop.
albums will be in there.
Right. Right. Yeah. And to another point to this album. Now, I will say the cover's kind of fun. Like, I think they could have
I
done a
get it. I
way better
get it.
cover. Like, even when I was younger, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like,
It's
this is
it's
actually,
an it's a cover on a 92 album that should have came out in 89. That's what that cover is. It's a
okay.
1988 89 cover.
I can see that. But even then, like, I don't know. It's,
Is it better or worse than Boys in Heat?
oh my
Come
God.
on.
No. Bottom 5, Boys in Heat, top 5. All right,
Get
done. No, I'm
You're
serious.
fucking with me, right?
Dude,
You're fucking with the
when I was a
audience.
kid, I loved that album cover. I loved
Oh
Boys in Heat,
God.
and I still do. I might actually buy a poster and just put it behind me just for you, Brian. Uh,
All right, and say this. Well, who has the better cover, Under the Influence or the Heavy Bones debut?
oh, Heavy Bones, no doubt.
Oh God, that looks.
Heavy Bones, no
I
doubt.
gotta
I mean,
admit, I think I didn't get that album in '92 because of the cover.
really?
I
I
kind of thought it was more like a Mother Love Bone kind of band.
okay.
If I knew what it was, I might have gotten it. But that album looks like a 10-year-old drew it.
No, I mean that's true, but I like it though. The sex monster all up front, I get it. I get it.
Sex monster.
Yeah, but one of the points I wanted to bring up when I was in high school, man, I had this probably in like 10th, 11th grade. God damn, dude! Like even my friends that were into like metal and other stuff as well, they even like shit off this album. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking 2009, 2010,
Uh-huh.
like get the fuck. Same with like Vane, No Respect. Like a lot of them
Great
like
album.
songs off that album as well. It's like when this shit stands the test of time 30 or I guess at that time 20 plus years later. Get the fuck out of here. And then you have shit like Girls, Girls, Girls getting reissued for the 15th time and remastered. It's like, get the fuck out of here, guys. Like, come on. We can do better as a species than that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
But Brian, I mean, I'm gonna throw the ball in your court here first. You give me your number 4.
My number 4, because I didn't have the connection to it when it came out, is Bite Down Hard by Britny Fox.
Okay.
That's probably the main reason. And like I said before, my number 4, I knew exactly what it was going to be because of that.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I knew about this album or even had the album when it came out in 91, I can't say I guarantee to have an instant connection to it, but there would be some time for me to appreciate it and get into it more than the last year or two or whatever it's been. So that's my number 4, just because of that. It's a great album. It's a great album.
Yep. So we're gonna differ a little bit here. At my number 4, this was an easy 4. As soon as we did this, or
I think
like
I know where you're going
we
with
agreed,
this.
it's gonna be Hardline.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
Not taking anything away from it because like I said, if people love it, I get it. I like it too. But when we're comparing it to these 4 in this 4 squared here, it's an easy number 4 for me. So, but catchy stuff there nonetheless. Like we talked about already. Like it's a good album, but it's gonna be my number 4.
Someone's got to be the first guy through the door at the drug house. They gotta take a bullet or two.
Yeah, without a bulletproof vest.
Yeah. Someone's got to get their head bashed in first.
So Brian, let me see. What is your number 3?
My number 3 was your number 4, Hardline, Double Eclipse.
Okay.
Great album. I think the next 2 that are left are just way, way better albums than the first 2. Not to knock the first 2. Again, they're great albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this one I didn't have as much connection because I got this album about 10 years after it came out. But it's still a stellar fucking album.
Yeah.
Again, it's got to be in order. Here we go. I mean, any given day, just spin the wheel. It could be different,
You sick bastards putting these great albums up against
I know,
each other.
Jay. What are you doing to us? My God.
So my number 3, like you, and this hurts me to say because I know Michael Kelly's gonna give me shit for this, but it's gonna be Bite Down Hard. Not that it's a bad album at all. It's absolutely great.
Yeah.
Man, it's my second favorite Britny Fox album. Just great stuff all the way through. Guitar work, bass sounds great. Johnny D sounds great. Tommy Paris did a hell of a job in trying to make people forget about Dizzy Dean. And
Yeah.
you got to give him credit. You got to give Tommy Paris
I think he
credit.
did it well. I think he did it well.
Yeah, oh, of course, of course. You know, when you had people thinking, "Oh man, which era is better?" You did a damn good job. That you even make
Yeah.
people are thinking of which era they like better. You know, so that is going to be my number 3, Brian. Is
So what's your number 1 Britny Fox album?
your favorite album cover, but Boys in
Oh
Heat.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I think for me it might be the debut.
Well, see, and a lot of people do choose
Yeah.
the debut, and I just can't get there with it. Now, don't get me, it's good. It's one of my favorite albums as well. You know, but
Mhm.
when you got Bite Down Hard and Boys in Heat, I think Boys in Heat is just the better overall album. It stays afloat, and it has fucking 13 tracks, and they're
I
all
get that.
good. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like, that's unheard of. And now like Save the Week off the debut is weak. You know, no pun intended,
Yeah.
but like, and it's just a weaker album, I think. Not taking anything away from it, but to me, it's just one I don't visit that much. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's that is kind of my Britny Fox ranking. Now, if you want to know where Springhead Motor Shark goes, you have to watch that video above Brian's head right there. But definitely, Brian, tell me your number 2 here. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be fun here. We're gonna
If I
might
had a
have an
coin,
argument.
I'd fucking flip it.
Uh,
I don't know. I'll go with. Oh shit! I'm gonna say Warrant. It kills me to say that. It's like
mhm.
picking your one of your your favorite kid. It's just I just someone's got to be 2, so I'll say Warrant. Fuck, I don't. All right.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
literally told you I didn't decide anything. And I'd do it at the last minute. Again, if I had a coin, I'd just flip it. That's how good both these albums are.
Mhm.
I have no particular reason other than whatever. It's number
Yeah.
2. Huh.
I'm with you. I'm with you. It's going at my number 2 as well. I
Hmm.
think some of it hurts me to just say this because it's the words are I don't necessarily mean the words that are coming out of my mouth, but like the deeper tracks I think are a little bit weaker. Like
No, really?
and I don't mean weak at all. You know what I mean? Like if you're comparing, Sad Teresa or Burn All My Bridges to How Many Lies or Looks Like Love or Heart and Soul, I'm taking the Wildside deep tracks over the deeper tracks on, or the weaker tracks on Wildside.
Oh, that's almost cruel.
No, I don't, dude. That's what I say. I don't
For
mean.
me, it's just a coin flip.
Yeah, well, no,
God damn.
well, I'm trying to find an answer here, Brian. God damn it! Not just
There
coin
isn't
flipping
one.
on my
That's the
way through
thing. There
life.
isn't one. I'm going to sit here and say I don't know why I put it at 2. Talk to me tomorrow. Dog eat dog might be at 1. I
Well,
didn't make this sick game.
and I'm with you though too on that. Like any week, these two could flip flop. Wildside and Warrant, they could flip flop.
I know. It's just well, it's being recorded and it's going to be out there on the internet, so
I
it's going to
know
be permanent
it's
forever.
forever. It's forever, lad. So, Brian, so our number 1 then is going to be Wildside.
Yeah,
So what?
yeah.
I mean, obviously, besides the coin flippage, why would you put this at number 1 over Warrant? There has to be like some reason why you would just grab
I
this.
th- I
Like,
think one of the biggest things is the fact this is their first album.
okay, that's a fair point. Yeah.
To do this right out of the gates, I think that's unreal.
Hmm.
And part of the reason why Dog Eat Dog was, 2, because the band had already had 2 albums out. They've been around. They understand how this
They
works and
grew.
all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. They grew. So there's some experience to get to that point. This was
Hmm.
like, all right, here you go, guys. First album, do it.
Yeah. That's
I
a
mean,
very good
granted,
point.
granted, they had their, they paid their due to get signed, but like, I think that might be the only real thing I can think of because again, both albums are just amazing.
They are, and like I'm just trying to find a reason to why I would put it at number 2 to instead of number 1, or and vice versa. And there's really no true reason, but I'm just trying to find something for you guys. Just
Yeah,
you know,
maybe because
but
Warren already had credit and he sold millions of words.
yeah, yeah,
Help Wildside out.
exactly. And at the same time, would you do you like or yeah, okay, do you like Under the Influence as a debut album better than Appetite for Destruction as a debut? To me, it's
I
an
don't.
easy yes. To me, it's an easy yes.
He was an easy yes, but I think they're both on the same level.
Okay.
And that's just saying how good. I mean, again, I grew up and was there when Guns N' Roses exploded. It was just unreal to see that happen. And the album, I think, has the quality to
Yeah.
put them on the map like it did.
Yep. Yep.
I just think that Under the Influence could have done the same thing.
I agree.
Again, it's got the same attitude almost. It's I don't know. It's just got this. That's the word I'm looking for. A flair to it, where it's like, yeah, this thing. That's the only difference. It should have been big.
It has its own life.
It does. It does. But it's just again for a debut album. The only difference is wrong place, wrong time. It's the only difference.
Yep.
If this came out in '87, maybe talking about Wildside right now instead of Guns N' Roses. Who knows?
Well,
I mean,
that or hell, I'll even go as far as 1990. If this comes out in 1990, I think we're talking Wildside
maybe.
instead of Firehouse, or even like maybe not Warren because obviously they came out in '88, but like other band like
89.
Nelson, even like and just other band because a lot of band like Slaughter, even like we're talking about Wildside instead of Slaughter
But you
easily.
think about it, those bands that were big with debuts in '90, they weren't like Guns N' Roses.
That's
And
the weird thing, yeah.
the Guns N' Roses had this. It was a sleazy, probably hepatitis infected, drug addicted, alcoholic bunch of bad boys that just everyone just I don't know. It just worked, and there was a social gravitas towards it where it was like everyone was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Guns N' Roses.
Wildside certainly had that potential, guys. If you
Yeah,
do not
totally.
know this album, you are missing out in life. I will say that.
Definitely check it out. Yeah.
So, Brian, this has been great. This is like
Been
probably
tough.
this is one of the more. I mean, they're all fun. They're all fun. We get our shots in on every episode here, but this one was certainly. We had a lot to talk about with these 4 albums. I will say
Yeah.
that. But anything you wanted to touch on any last things for those 4 albums?
I'll just say, hey Jay, it's a good Foursquare. This was not an easy task.
Yes. Shout out to
Not an
Jay.
easy task. Yeah, hell yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But guys, let us know in the comments as well if you guys want us to do a Foursquare.
Talk to me.
Give us a shitty album one.
Yeah.
Like give us a shitty Foursquare. We'll do that too.
Yeah.
But,
Give
or
us
give
a
us
shit
another horrible.
album, 2 mids, and a really good one.
But at the same time, that might get boring, though, Brian. I don't know.
I know. Yeah.
That's the problem. It's not supposed to be easy, but
This was the hardest one. This was the toughest one.
yeah, it probably was.
Easily the toughest
But
one.
Brian, can you tell everyone where they can find you at?
Definitely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter. Always talking music there. Download the Station Head app, and you can hear my show where I play the deepest of tracks, the rarest of bands, and the little-known songs from the biggest named artists from before, during, and after the decade of decadence, so you won't hear Pour Some Sugar on Me, and Here I Go Again. My show's on every Friday night. If you miss it, there's recordings of them on the app. Definitely download it. Check it out.
All right. That is Brian's Twitter or X as well. Check him out there. We talk all kinds of shit on X. It's fun. It's fun on there. But anyway, Brian, thank you so much for coming on. We will do this again.
Thanks for having me on. It's always a blast.
Always, man. And guys, Let us know in the comments what you guys give us your ranking of these 4 albums. You guys ain't getting off scot-free on this one. You guys are giving me the ranking here.
Yeah.
If you guys can't recommend us one until you rank this one first. So there you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it tough on them too, Brian. Now,
remember,
so guys,
Trevor hates his audience.
No, it's tough
kidding.
love. We need to
tough
push
love,
through
there you
here,
go.
Brian. We need to push through. We need to make the human race better by listening to these 4 albums. So,
good.
all right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay out of that collateral damage. That's Brian. I'm Crash. See you guys later.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's called I Want to Rock Your Body. And then in parentheses it says to the break of dawn.